What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's good?
Welcome to Breeders of the Round Table, episode 4 with hosts Owen, Got Balls LLC, and Brandon of Oodles A Noodles.
Yeah.
That's me.
And our special guest, you bringing him on now?
Yeah, go ahead. Introduce him.
We've got Manny of Socal Colubrids. I always say that wrong. Kathleen, Melusine Exotics, and Sean of LEVR Genetics. Thanks for being here, guys.
Awesome. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. Feel free to put questions up. But first, I'd like the guests to introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourself and get as personal as you want to get. Manny, let's start with you.
All right, sweet. So, Manuel, Cesar, for those of you that don't know, I only work with certain species of colubrids. Well, now I can't really say that. I'm into ball pythons now and other species of reptiles. Gonna be 30 this year. Kind of wishing that I wasn't. Just into kind of like the oddball stuff. Well, Sean, we can kind of agree to this. Just even though you're the better skateboarder, the better at being creative. Just going out, kind of doing what we all like to do in terms of our off time, which I'm assuming is most of us, just hiking, looking for new spots to herp, and gonna be 30, covered in tattoos. Started liking reptiles since I was a kid, like everybody else. Got a small little collection of some stuff that I'm very proud of, and I'm glad to be sharing everything with you guys.
Awesome.
You're young, man. You're only 30. Come on.
I'm 29 still. I'm going to be 30 in October, so I'm another Libra like Brandon.
Yeah, dude, my birthday's also in October, and I'll be 31 come this October.
I feel you. I'm 29 and holding.
There we go.
Yeah.
You guys are making Mary and I look old. I'm 42.
I'm going to have an anniversary of my 30th birthday in December. We won't talk about which one. Sean, how about you?
How about me?
Yeah, introduce yourself.
I am Sean. I work here at LEVR Genetics. I have a dual diagnosis of being bipolar and alcoholic. And everything here is just a test and an experiment. And that's as brief as I'm going to be.
Awesome. Kathleen, your turn.
Hi, I'm Kathleen, and I have mental health problems. I use humor as a coping mechanism, so that was a dead joke. Let's see. First season of ball python breeding. We've been in the hobby for a few years now. Thought we'd try our hand at getting some eggs. It's not working, but love it. Let's see. I got diagnosed postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, OCD, PTSD, you name it. If it's a letter in the alphabet, I got it. So I'm really honored to be here. This is a subject that's really close to my heart. So I'm very excited and happy that you guys invited me to come do this.
Awesome.
I think it's a very important topic, and it is Mental Health Month. But a lot of people don't want to talk about it or share their struggles. So again, I'm really appreciative that you guys are here and willing to talk about it. Manny?
I did forget to mention, so great job, Kathleen and Sean, for bringing that up. I kind of skipped out on that part. I was diagnosed with mild anxiety and depression. I'm not sure which one I have. I'm pretty sure it's ADHD. So that kind of has its, it kind of has its say one day, and, another day I'm kind of more in control. So mental health is obviously relatable to everybody across the board. Mental illness, though, I feel like those two get confused very easily, but because everyone has mental health, whether it's regarding of me having it better than you today or tomorrow. And then mental illness is something that you're diagnosed. It's a legal document. It comes from, obviously a doctor, and it's written on paper that says so and so is diagnosed with whatever it might be. So for me, it's very difficult some days. I don't really necessarily, in terms of myself, like to say that I suffer, because I don't suffer, at least not every day. Some days I do feel like, I don't want to get up out of bed. I'm just, thinking no one cares about me. I feel like I'm crazy, right? Like no one understands me. And I feel like that's probably one of the scarier things that you can feel as an individual, regardless of who you are, is feeling that you're by yourself. You feel like no one cares, that if you speak out, people are going to judge you and say, hey, well, you're crazy, or maybe you should just see a therapist, see a doctor, take medication. It's not that easy. It's very easy for someone from the outside looking in that has never gone through something related to mental illness to just point the finger and say, hey, just get over it. It's really not that easy. And I'm pretty sure we can all agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another side of the coin is knowing somebody, loving somebody in your family that deals with mental health issues. Sean, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I feel like that's I'm pretty fortunate. Like both my parents are like super supportive. I was diagnosed when I was 21, 22 maybe, and I am 38 now. So I've been like living diagnosed with bipolar for like 17 years. And my parents have always been like loving and supportive, but something that I've run into through group therapy or maybe being in hospitals and things like that is like how many people who suffer with mental illnesses are not cared for or loved by their families. They're pushed away and treated as broken or lesser or not worth love, and that just exacerbates everything. So I have a hard time because I come from the opposite side of that. Like I don't know what it's like not have a family to be supportive of me, but I think that that's super important, and that's a big part about talking about mental illness across the board and mental health across the board. Is like the more we talk about it, the less scary it becomes to so-called normal people or people that don't deal with it. So that way, when they have a loved one diagnosed or they have a friend that ends up having something that they have to deal with, maybe they come from a place of understanding and not fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kathleen, do you have
Yes,
anything
ma'am.
to add?
I mean, I think it's such a taboo topic and nobody wants to talk about it. And, especially in this industry, right now with everything going on, we're forced to be more social, on the social media, putting our names out there, da-da-da-da. Nobody wants to hear, and I've been told this, nobody wants to see sad mopey Kathleen. Everybody wants perky, happy YouTuber Kathleen. And I mean, that's not cool, because do you know how putting that mask on creates more issues for the person behind the mask? So I think we need to talk more about it. We need to be more open about it. And we need to realize that, everybody's human too. We need to stop judging.
I think you guys, this whole awareness is helping other people like myself that don't understand the what you're going through. So for me, this is like an eye opener because how do I go about it to understand? Like what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Because if I don't understand it, how do I know how to approach it? You know what I mean? So, I mean, one of my questions I was concerned with was like, what are the do's and don'ts that as someone who doesn't know, how do I go about it to approach someone with it? You know, like, I don't know. I mean, that's just a question I have, and I'm just, concerned. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Like, how do I approach it so that it doesn't offend that person or make it seem like, it's nothing? I don't know.
I think your best way to approach it is not necessarily to be like, what's wrong, da, 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 da. Your best approach is to be like, I'm here for you. Because I know myself, sometimes I don't want to sit there and be like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I don't want to hear that. There's nothing wrong with me. My brain just works differently than other people's. Just hearing I'm here for you, to me, that's support. So if I want to talk to you, I'll talk to you. Know what I mean? But that's it. I mean, it's different for every other person. What do you guys think?
So, Owen, that's a really good question. You can go about it just by simply saying, "Hey, are you okay?" without necessarily assuming that something is wrong in terms of, mental wise. Some people know how to hide it really, really well. I had a coworker that, was the nicest guy. Everything seemed fine. And he would tell me, hey, man, I'd go home and I would, contemplate suicide. And I didn't tell anybody at work because that would obviously create an issue in the workplace. And, he felt embarrassed, and I told him, look, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's very important to talk. I know some people aren't as open because they're nervous or scared, and it is scary. Talking about this is scary. Not many people, as you guys mentioned, don't want to talk about mental health, whether it's because they're afraid to open up, they don't know how, or they're afraid of being judged. So I would just go about it in terms of saying, hey, are you okay? Just like Kathleen said, like, hey, I'm here for you. If you need to talk, I'm here anytime, with no judgment. That's usually what I tell people, but I would never assume something was going on just because I don't want to wrongly assume something is going on when that's just their normal, behavior. That's just how their personality is. So I think that's a really great question. I think that's really good that you're trying to understand on how to go about somebody that could be going through something and seeing how you can help them.
One of the things I preach is kindness is free. And you never know. Anytime in a grocery store or people you work with, you never know what people are struggling with. And so you see somebody pitching a fit, you have no idea what led up to that. So it's so important to put your best foot forward and be kind.
Yeah. And I think the support is definitely there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
I had like a really simple answer. I was trying to go through like all of the experiences I've had speaking with people. I think it's really common to want to say like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, or I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. Like that just like as a common human empathy. Like when you hear like something is wrong with somebody, you want, oh, I'm sorry. And I think that really, when somebody is living with or suffering with something, hearing that just makes it feel worse. I think that's just like a simple folly that somebody would never even consider. Like, never say that you're sorry for what they're dealing with. I don't know if that's an easy answer.
Yeah, because I feel sometimes like when someone's saying you're sorry, it's almost kind of like a reflex to do that, and I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a reflex to do that, and as the person, like, I'm feeling like, okay, but are you actually, like, wanting to reach out and talk to me, or is that just a reflex response? You know what I mean?
That or like, oh, that's interesting. What's that like? I hate that one. But it's like, it must be, like, some fun thing to navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't navigating. There ain't no maps to this.
You know what it is though? I think on the other side, it's probably hard to say the right words, You know, when someone says that to you, if you don't know, so I guess I don't know what that how that feels.
I don't think there aren't right words except for kind of what Manny was saying. It's just like, yo, I'm here. Whatever you want to say, you can say it. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine. If you want to go hide in a hole for 10 days, whatever, just let me know if you need anything. I'm here. Whatever you need, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing for somebody to hear. Honestly, just extend that and be honest about it, and then just let them come to you. Like, don't go looking to make sure they're okay. I know sometimes that kind of pushes people in a bad direction.
Yeah. So definitely, I think the support group base is important for for anyone. Either you have mental health issue or not. I think the support you get is what's going to help out. I guess no matter what. So it's good to know. I mean, it's definitely good to know because there is a big community that we have that we need to learn to coexist and at the same time learn to be with each other and help support one another. And how do we do that? So these are good because it's gonna help us as a community to become better at what we're supposed to do.
Speaking of the community,
one thing I know about this community is somebody is always awake.
Yeah.
Oh dear God!
There's somebody online. You can find somebody to bullshit with. If it's
and 99% of the time,
somebody's online,
It's me because I've got 3 kids, so like somebody's always up either teething or crapping themselves. Like, shoot me a message.
Right. Just send a message to somebody.
It's funny you say that because
it's 100% true.
In the Reptile Ward Discord, Christopher Ward's Discord, I'm known as the mom in there.
You are.
Brandon, I am. I'm the mom and yet the little sister at the same time. But like I take care of everybody and then they crap on me. But I mean that's just our relationship in there. Like I'm literally take care of everybody. I love it though. I wouldn't have it any other way.
So there are a lot of people in the community that have mental illness, addictions, different things like that. Why do you suppose that's so common in the reptile community?
Sean. Go, Sean.
Sorry, go ahead, Kathleen.
I was going to say, we're collecting Pokemon.
That's right.
I was going to say because it's common in every community, and maybe they're just not talking about it. I don't think we're exceptional at all. So, like, consider this to be some sort of weird exception would be absurd, in my opinion. I just think that maybe because we already come from some fringe weirdo group of interests that we have maybe an easier time spreading it.
I mean, they're not your average pet. I mean, you have to be a little odd to get into them, Just laying that out there. But I mean, the addiction gene, it is a gene. I mean, we've all got it. You don't go, I'm just going to buy one. Who here just has one? Who here went 1, 2, 3, 7, 12, 20 real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I went from I was 1 to over 100 in 3 years. So there's a lot. Definitely a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now to kind of relate to that, do the animal you keep, does it help cope with what you're going through?
I think they're therapeutic. Yeah,
because I know people use animal as therapeutic, as to hold, to kind of care for, to So I just want to know if that is something you guys, go through, or something of comfort, or help ease things.
I mean, I can answer that on 2 parts. So, 1, the animals are my breakaway from reality. So I am a stay-at-home mother. I've got 3 kids, age 7, 2.5. I mean, he's going to be 3 here in a couple months, and 1. 2 of them have special needs. 1 diagnosed. 1 is not diagnosed yet. We're in the process. So going to my animals is actually a break from my children. Thank God they're sleeping. So where I have the postpartum anxiety and depression, that is my me time, going through and feeling them. From another aspect of it, I do have a child that is 7 with 2 types of autism, ADHD, and also what's called ODD, which is oppositional defiant disorder. Seeing the sensory of her holding a snake and that tactile and feeling those scales, and the texture, just watching that and watching her go from I'm completely, losing my poop to I'm calm and the snake is soothing. It grounds her, feeling the scales, feeling those little bumps and grooves, feeling that tactile. I mean, they can absolutely be therapeutic, but we still have to take care of them in the appropriate way as well.
Right.
What about you guys?
Manny, you want to go?
Sure. Yeah, obviously, I have certain reptiles here that I kind of, prefer more than the others, but definitely therapeutic. Definitely, um, each and every single one of my animals is a pet, even though most of them are breeders. I still treat them the same way. So regardless of if this one is my least favorite or not, I still got to go in there and service it every week, feed it, change water, all that. But yeah, it's definitely therapeutic for me. It's more of an addiction. I'm more addicted to what I can get out of them while I have them, and still see what I can do genetically in terms of certain genetics. But definitely on both sides. But I feel like I'm a little bit more pulled into. I'm just addicted to buying reptiles. I want a pair of everything. I got the carpet pythons. Working with different species of colubrids that I'm getting, that I'm going to be letting everybody know soon. So, I kind of just want a lot of things. I know some people don't like turtles. I like turtles. I definitely want to get some albino red-eared sliders. I think those things are pretty cool. They're like this small, they're like quarter size when they're born. So, yeah, I'm just addicted to the reptiles. And the tattoos. Like you can't just have one tattoo. You got to have, like Sean, whoever has tattoos here. We say we're just gonna get one, or we disappoint our parents or ourselves. We're like, I'm not gonna break that promise. Man, you know how many promises I broke to my parents?
That's
a
me
lot.
that's me in piercings. Like when I have them all in, like I have piercings everywhere.
Yeah, so it's the same. I'm just addicted to that. I can't see my life without one or the other. I need reptiles and tattoos in my life for sure.
Yeah. I need another one really quick.
We all say that, one's never enough.
Time to go on Wharf Market.
Yeah.
I ban myself from.
So for me with this, like at like a base dark level, like this like on my dark days, it helps give me a sense of purpose, right? Like even if I don't want to be here, there are other things that need me to be here for them, right? And just that sense of purpose will help drag me through just like a shitty mental day, like, oh, today's the day, but no, I can't because I got stuff to do, right? But then also like on a light level, I love the creativity of this ball python hobby. Like that's what drew me to it, was like, holy crap, you can do what with these things, and there are a million different options, and I just love being creative, and it gives me an outlet to do art and weird things, which helps calm my brain sometimes, especially when it's like super speedy. So yeah, all of this is super helpful. I don't know if I have it like on the therapy level, like handling snakes, I don't feel a calm from that, but I do feel a calm being in nature. I just love animals in general. So I guess yes and no.
Yeah.
So speaking of nature, Well, is there a certain spot that you guys like to go often just to kind of get away from everything?
I don't leave the house.
Don't,
Um,
Sean?
yeah, that's another reason.
Like me, really
down to the
quick.
James River here in
Okay.
Richmond, Virginia.
All right, sweet. So for me,
Sean's also got a really nice yard.
he does have a really
I
nice
do
yard.
have kind of a crazy yard that's full of all sorts of wildlife too, so I literally just look off the porch, I guess. But I love the James River. Going down the James River here is super awesome. You can go through Class 3 white water and look at buildings and then pass a blue heron sanctuary. It's amazing here.
Wow.
The ocean's my place. I mean, I grew up 10, and I'm not exaggerating, 10 seconds away from the beach. And the oceans where we live, they have the highest tides in the world. We're talking about 50 feet is what they rise and drop. So I'm now across the province, which is like the equivalent to a state, if nobody knows. Across the province from that, we're in an area right now that's really high COVID rates. I have children that are in the stage where they have to lick everything, so I don't take them out anywhere, and I stay home with them. So everything's going to be opening up here soon, so I can't wait to start getting out and getting back to the water. The water's what I need.
Audience question. Oh, whoops, my bad. There it is. When it comes to overcoming the addiction side, how do you control it?
Like the hobby?
Any addiction.
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of tricky because it depends on what the addiction is.
Yeah. So like in our house with the reptile stuff, because I mean, I have the addiction gene and I'm very aware of it. My partner is a former addict, so he has the addiction gene as well, and he's very aware of it as well. One of our rules is unless we plan to breed it, we don't buy it. And that has kept us down on getting, ooh, I want one of these. Ooh, I want one of these. So unless we want to breed it and can get it in a pair, we no longer buy it. So that helps us really a lot with the animals. I mean, I just bought a Pac-Man frog, but that was for like my kid, not for us.
Yeah,
So.
right.
We were watching Pac-Man frogs. The fact that they can eat pinky mice is pretty cool. Like it was on sale, $20, and you know, Kathleen came out of PetSmart with one because Scarlett wanted one.
They're pretty cool. I like how they look. They got different colors, morphs. They're pretty sweet looking.
Well, the fact that I'm just standing there waiting for the girl to get me something, and it literally looks at me and it barks at me and opens its mouth and goes, and I'm like, hey, you're mine.
It's meant to be.
Meant to be. You yell at me like the rest of them. Come on down. His name is Toru, after the guy who invented Pac-Man. So
that's awesome. Yes, the question was in regards to.
No, okay. Buying a bunch of snakes. How do you talk yourself out of it? Honestly, I wouldn't talk myself out of it. I'd be like, yeah, we're doing this. Sweet. More snakes.
Yeah, I don't talk myself.
The only way I talk myself out of it is if they say it's sold already. Then I'm like, all right, thank goodness. I didn't spend any more money on this one.
I'm like, I seriously, so John's really bad with John's bad with the impulsing. He sees the word banana and he needs to have it. And I'm like, how many male bananas do we need to have? No. Like because he'll sit exactly.
I'm so proud of myself. We just sold one a couple days ago.
Nice.
So, I mean, he's got two. He's got a male banana, and then he's got a female banana fire that's on loan right now. But he wants to buy everything, and I'm like, do you plan on breeding it? He goes, well, yes, it's banana. I'm like, fuck off. Like,
I have no banana or coral glow.
Banana actually hurts my OCD.
It drives me nuts. Those spots drives me nuts.
The freckles actually give me anxiety, and I'm like clenching my fist right now thinking about it. Same thing with pieds. So I only like pieds in certain combos. It has to be visually appealing, like a lightning pied, a dreamsicle. like suma pieds or panda pieds. A regular pied where it's just the white breaking up pattern that doesn't like on the same scale as white, it literally hurts my brain.
So you like the expensive ones because those are some of the 3 most expensive.
Yeah,
pieds out there.
right?
Listen, I have a shot at dreamsicles
hurts your wallet, too.
here, so
Yeah, right.
Here's my brain and my wallet.
not if you make it yourself.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. I'll make it myself.
First
I know.
first season, and who's got a shot at dreamsicles?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
Sean got one.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Look
hatched
at you
out-
go.
Was it one that was the only one that came out? Was it the only egg that was
Yeah.
that was alive? So you hit the odds on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Well, no. So I have there's three lavender 66 het hides. One of them's a pastel, and then one dreamsicle. And the dreamsicle had a bunch of issues. I haven't really talked about it yet. It was just all sorts of messed up in the egg. It's got a hole in its chest that hasn't
man.
closed. It had a twisted umbilical, like the same thing that I had to do with the one that I cut the same day that tipped. I had to remove its yolk sac. Like, it's doing great. It's acting like a snake. We're still waiting on a shed, but yeah, that's my dreamsicle. Doing great, looking awesome, but I don't fiddle fart with it that much because it's like 47 grams maybe right now.
Oh,
Yeah, teeny tiny.
But I'm
it'll
stoked on it.
survive.
Oh yeah, dude.
Looks nice. I saw it. They'll do well.
I'm stoked on it.
Now, Manny, you wanted to say something earlier.
Oh yeah,
About the question you asked.
about going to nature and all that.
Yeah.
For me, the spot that I love going to the most is one of the farthest areas to get to the most. So that's Joshua Tree. I know most of you guys have heard of it. Yeah, or those of you that haven't, it's the desert, the low desert out here in Southern California. It's about 2.5, maybe 3 hours away, depending on the traffic. But it's literally one of the places that I can go to and just feel completely at peace. It's just there's something about that place that just pulls you in, and I've lived in California all my life, Southern California. So you either go to the beach, you go to the mountains, you go to the desert, to hike and do all that stuff. So I've been fortunate enough to experience all 3, but I love going to the desert. I even went to Mojave, and then there's this place called the Jawbone where you find like king snakes, coach whips. It's just crazy. Sidewinders. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, Joshua Tree is just one, and that's my middle name, Joshua in English, but in Spanish it's Josue. So yeah, it's just one of those places where I just put it on airplane mode. I take pictures of myself, but I'm not posting them or anything like that. It's one of those places where I literally can say I feel like at peace. Like I'm kind of like free to be myself. It's just so weird. It's just one of those places that it pulls you in. I remember the first time I went, and I'll say it really quick. I was walking. It's a bunch of trails, so it'd be really difficult for me to say what specific one for anyone watching that could kind of just imagine it right off the bat. So there's like a specific trail. Next time I'll go, I'll record it and I'll post it on my story. So when anyone wants to go, they could kind of check it out. But I remember I was probably like 10 minutes walking into the trail, and I felt something really, really warm coming down my face, and I realized that I was crying without me realizing that I was crying. And it was just one of those moments where I literally closed my eyes and I told myself this one of the best feelings in the world. And I finally knew that was inner peace. And it was just a really beautiful feeling. It was one of those, I'll never forget that day. Till the day I die, I'll never forget that day. It was just one of the best moments of my life.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is amazing to hear, because I think we all need a little escape away or getaway. I myself and my family, we do a lot of outdoors, a lot of hiking, a lot of camping that we can, And to me, there's nothing better than being with nature. You're out there in the element and you get to see God's creation, and you're like, either you don't believe in God or not, it's there. and it's there for you to enjoy. You know, and that's where you find peace. You kind of figure out yourself. You learn to kind of identify who you are, you know, because you're there just, you know, imagining or looking at the things that are around you, and you just, you know, you become one with yourself. And I think that's a great time when you can reflect on things and what's important in your life. And obviously, Manny, you had that moment, you know, to you know, that experience, and that'll never leave you, because you know what, that experience meant a lot to you. And you know what, I say we all need those, man. And you know what, once a month, once every 2 months, just to be out there, do it. It's gonna help yourself out, you know, regardless mental illness or not. It's gonna help you, because society, work, pressure, everything around you, you're thrown with what the world is, a worldly thing that's out there that's just basically bombarded you how you should be, the stigma. You know, when you just escape all that and be by yourself, you learn to like find that peace, you know?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Absolutely.
I like
We're
what you
animals,
said.
man. We're supposed to be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put your phone on airplane mode.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing. Taking breaks from social media and
that moment
technology.
is meant. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great to snap a picture, whatever. I put on airplane mode, but I feel like that moment is meant for us to enjoy without having to capture it on film. You know, like that moment is meant for you. You know, that moment is, you're not gonna get that moment again. So for me to take a picture like I do with everything else, it just really doesn't make sense. You know, so when I get out into nature, that's the last thing I want to do is look at my phone or forget about, like, I forget about technology, the rest of the world. I just get caught up in that moment, and I just live it to the best that I can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are you, Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon.
You going anywhere, Brandon?
What?
Brandon, what about you? Where do you go? Besides the snake room.
Okay.
Or jumping out of planes.
That was literally what I was gonna say. I jump out of planes. That's what I do. I jump out of the plane, or I'll fall, or sometimes I'll climb onto the wing, get real slick, and then stand up real wide and get swept away. But the best thing,
I do that all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Same. I'm always like right up there.
Right? It's the best, dude. Inhaling jet fuel.
Wow.
So, no, I like the feeling of falling and looking at like the ground, because when you're at like 10,000 feet above ground level, you don't just see like the veins on the leaves of a tree. You see the entire forest. You see, it's beautiful to pause and look at the little things, but it's great to step back and see the big picture as well sometimes. So I love that look of when I'm falling, but the best is when the parachute opens. Not because,
I was gonna say, just don't pause too long.
I didn't want to be morbid. I was like, you know,
Well, you're gonna see the veins on those leaves.
Be all right, man. Boom. I usually just tell the ground to get out of the way when I'm coming through.
Wow.
But so no, when the parachute opens, it's not the best because it's like, yeah, I'm alive. It's because it's so quiet. Like, even if you're sitting in like a concrete room with no windows, you can still like actually hear static electricity. Even like, you don't know you're hearing it, but you hear it. But when you're in the air with the parachute open, it's the most peaceful place I could ever be. Like, there's nothing wrong, nothing bad's gonna happen to me. I can see. I remember one time I like jumped out of this airplane into Normandy, like where the what's the name of that beach? Utah.
I know what you're talking about.
The point I was going to is Utah Point. But so we jump out and I can see like Normandy Beach and the French coast and all the way down across the border, and it was just the most beautiful thing. And I'm just like, it's a piece of the world. You know, that's my piece of the world. And I got to live in that moment, and I'm always going to have that. And so whenever I'm feeling real shitty, I just drive upstate and go jump out of an airplane. Like straight up. I mean,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
So-
dude.
That's on my bucket list, by the way.
It's so even listen, for real, I highly recommend everyone should be born with like a ticket to do it once in their lifetime. Like that should come with the birth certificate. Because it's
There you
that amazing of an experience.
So
I've got
Bra-
abseiling. Is that close enough?
Nah, not close enough, but it's pretty good.
So Brandon, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
To what you just said. So, were you naturally just not afraid of heights, or did you have to kind of overcome the fear of heights when you were jumping every single time?
I was never afraid of heights. The first picture I ever posted on my Facebook as a kid was me jumping off the roof of my house.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus!
Like
Your poor mother.
I didn't have one of those.
Oh.
But
Oops.
it's cool, man.
All right,
That's why-
bye guys. See you
That's
later.
why we're here. No, come back.
Come back.
I'm your mom now. It's
No,
fine.
but yeah, I used to jump off of roofs of houses. I used to. I've been skateboarding since I was 6. So like for me, the bigger the better, man. Like
Okay.
just always been that way. If there's the best, oh man, this sounds a little fucking crazy. The funnest thing to do for me, this is me, is you get real close to death and then you just pull away real fast.
Oh man.
That's why I love jumping out of planes. I love skateboarding. I've always just been an adrenaline junkie, dude. Snowboarding, rappelling out of helicopters, like
Okay.
anything that is like you have to sign a waiver to do. That's where I'm trying to be.
And
Oh,
now
wow.
you want to go take care of people that are killing animals, right?
I do.
In Africa,
In Africa, yeah.
bring me along. I'll shoot some.
Oh, you going after the poachers, are you?
Yep.
I have a guy that on one of my deployments, he was a special forces sniper in the Australian army, and he ended up getting out, and so now he has a job in Africa, and he trains and works with a team of like Ugandans and stuff, and when they catch poachers alive, usually. So the poachers can go and disarm the traps and show them where the traps are and give them information. So I would like to take a year off because I just retired from the army, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Brandon. Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey.
Like,
Thank you for your service. It is Memorial Day weekend, so
oh, dude.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there you go.
You're alive, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I know, man. It's so not to get like to sort of stay on the mental health topic. Something that happens to me every day, right? This is how I start my day immediately every morning. I open my eyes, and my first thought is, fuck, I wish those little bastards could have iced me in the sandbox. Like, that's how I start my
Wow.
morning every day. And then I go take a pill, and I'm a little better.
Now, like, because my John, he's not in the military anymore, but he was. Do you find it's hard to adjust back to civvy life? Because he still struggles with that, like 10 years later.
You guys are the first people I've talked to since I retired, so that's how what is it? I'm actually a really big introvert. Like I like to have friends that I see twice a year for
Same.
10 minutes at a time. And
He's the same.
yeah, I don't think I'll ever be right again. Ever. I think I can I fake it good.
Well, you sound like, I mean, the way you are, Brandon, I couldn't tell. I wouldn't be able to tell you were you're an introvert. I'm an outgoing person, man. I go and I talk. I don't care.
I can
You know,
tell.
you like me, you don't like me. I'm sorry, man. You know, I'm just here to have fun.
No,
But
that's good.
that's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, what was it, Manny? You were saying you had that guy at work that you would have never thought was contemplating suicide.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm contemplating suicide, but I'm that guy. I hide it well. You just come off real good and real happy and
Yeah.
put the smile on, dude. But
You know what? Owen said it best because I honestly wouldn't have guessed it if you didn't say it right now. Because like you said, you don't show it, but you don't look like somebody that would,
I think
have
we
a,
all hide it.
but that's why I never assume and I don't prejudge because just looking at you, just the way that we've talked, and just as how we're talking right now, I never would have guessed it unless you said it, So
oh
that's
yeah,
what,
Manny, because this isn't the first time. Like, we've messaged quite a bit over the past
yeah,
probably
we have.
year or so. So, oh yeah, you like that Boega? You like that Boega,
Oh,
boy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the which one was it? It wasn't the Cyanea, right?
No,
No, it's
that's the Dendrophila.
the mangrove.
Yeah, the mangrove. Yep.
There you go. See, you're testing me on my colubrids. I should have snapped like this, but
I know,
I didn't
man.
get it.
I know, dude.
I need to get some Boiga, but I've had the chance.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard to find them.
I had the chance when Dan was still here, Dan Mallory from DM Exotics.
Mhm.
I had the chance to buy a pair. I said no. I regret it so much, just because he had to tease feed them, and I didn't know that's just how they are. But
yeah, they're hard species, man.
yeah,
And it took me a year and a half to find a female, like
okay,
because no one wants to let them go.
yeah,
They're that like. I mean, we're just now getting first generation captive born and bred that are not wild caught.
I have a friend in
It's
Arizona,
wild.
and his wife, he has one, and I message him every so often about it. He also has a mangrove. I mean, they're just a beautiful species of snake, regardless of them being rear fanged. It's just, something that you got to have. At least that's something that I need to have at some point in my life.
Yeah, that snake is good for my mental health. Let me tell you, I enjoy that. To have an animal, it's like all this and what you guys can't see all over there and stuff. That's all business. Do I love them? Yeah, but it's a business. But to have that thing you can enjoy, that escape, I love that shit, man.
Nice.
I love that snake. Like I love jumping out of planes.
Brandon, speaking of that, we had somebody in the chat ask if that was an addiction, the adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah. I have an extremely addictive personality. Like, when I go to shows, like, I go to Arlington every Arlington, right? The Arlington, Texas show, but you'll never see me at an auction. Because at auctions, people have alcohol. And I can't even be around it.
Do you not drink or you stop drinking?
I haven't drank since 2016 is when I put the bottle down.
Yeah. I have 14 years not drinking either.
Nice. Fuck yeah, dude. That's good shit. So yeah, I'm a hardcore like hell yeah, man.
I don't hate on anybody. You enjoy it.
That's not alcohol.
No, it's Mountain Dew, baby.
Oh, it's Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
The sperm killer. That's a sperm killer.
No,
I can promise you that it isn't. I can promise you it isn't.
I have two in my house that were Mountain Dew kill sperm, Mountain Dew kill sperm, Mountain Dew kill sperm.
I've never heard that before.
Me either. That's gamer fuel in that cup. That's gamer fuel.
I lived my life by that creed and it didn't work.
Just because gamers aren't getting laid doesn't make Mountain Dew, diminish your sperm count.
Oh.
Says
Sean.
the gamer. I'm the gamer girl. I'm a gamer girl. It's fine.
That's awesome, dude.
At least I'm not.
Cheers to that, Wiz Constricted Reptiles.
Oh, Sean, you came through. That's hard, bro. That's hard as fuck, bro.
I'll be
Damn.
back. I'm going to grab my emotional support ice cream. Just kidding.
Okay.
Mine's in the freezer waiting for me after this.
I think Brandon
Mine
made
too.
a really, really good point though about like, being able
Where's
to
my
hide
emotional
hide how you're struggling. Because honestly, I feel sometimes the people with the worst mental health can hide it the best.
Mm.
There
Yeah.
you are. Give me that.
I mean, if we're gonna go zero transparency here, I'm one of the happiest people you will see on YouTube and stuff. You wouldn't believe 2 weeks ago I asked John to hide the medications because I wanted to off myself.
That's
Like,
fucked.
but at least I knew in that moment I told him go hide it.
Yeah.
I didn't act upon it and literally sat there for about 3 hours hyperventilating and crying. Because that's something that I struggle with, especially with my postpartum depression, which if people don't know, it's something you get after you have a baby. Your hormones are fluctuating, you can get anxiety or depression. I was that dumbass that got pregnant within a year of having another baby, so I'm all kinds of fucked up in the head. Let's just add on hormones upon hormones. So I'm struggling really bad with it this time around. It consumes my life. But you wouldn't think that if you watch, especially where I'm so social media driven, if you watch my YouTube channel, you wouldn't think that, there are days where I have to tell John to hide the medication because I don't want to be here anymore.
Mhm.
Right.
You don't know what someone's going through. And especially in this hobby, I mean, let's get to it. This hobby is competitive. It's a great there's some great people in it, but there's a lot of drama. And the competitiveness is really bad. Everybody's trying to compete, and especially when you're into the social media, you're going hard. There's a lot of competition with that as well. So getting those negative comments or things like that, you don't know how that's going to set someone off, how that's going to react in their head. Look at Brian Barchuk. I love that man. He is a lovely person. Um, he did a video where he explained his mental health stuff going on, and people sat there and made fun of him because he cried on camera.
I remember that.
And I can tell you right now, I've had great conversations with that man. We've got a budding friendship, and he is one of the nicest human beings I have ever met. So people will sit there and complain that, oh, he's like this, he's like that. So then he does a video where he's like, okay, guys, this is what I'm struggling with. I want to be open with you guys. And then people bash him. So we need to be more, I don't know, we just need to care more about each other and stop making this a darn competition.
Yeah.
So much drama.
Being more empathetic to each other, supporting each other. That's the thing. It's hard. I think people see it as weakness, see it as a problem I don't want to be involved in. That's just out of my league. I don't want to be in nowhere close to that. I think we just need to be more empathetic to each other because we are all on the same, let's say, same path, learning to understand with each other and to learn to like I said before, coexist and being a part of a community. In order to be a good community in this big community that we have to accept all walks of life because we're all humans. I mean, what's wrong with being nice to someone else? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just how we think. How we're brought up. Is it nature or is it nurture? I mean, like, is this something that we learn from our family? I mean, just trust me. I've been a victim of hate. I've been a victim of someone judging me before knowing me. And you know what? My wife. I have 2 kids. Obviously, my wife. And I sometimes look like intimidating in a sense, like, oh, he looks like he's is not very welcome or easy to talk to, but I'm like the easiest person. I'll talk to anyone, and I think people need to let down their guards and just say, hey, you know what? Let's just talk. Let's just if I don't like someone, it's because I don't like the person who they are as a person. I think we just need to let down our guards and be more empathetic with each other.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
like just brought up in the chat, build each other up and focus on that. Focus on
Yeah.
and I would say if you see somebody we bashed in the comments, reach out to that person and be a positive influence in comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that, Owen. That's very true. In terms of what you said, everything right now, as the way it is, it's like this. We should all be kind of be more like this, but unfortunately, it's very difficult. Depending on how you look at things, the state of the world, and everything else. I definitely agree that we do need to support each other a lot more on that. Um, for me, it was very difficult for me to admit that, hey, I need to talk to someone about this. Not my parents, not my friends. Like, I need to talk to someone about the place that I go to when I'm not feeling okay. I don't visit it all the time, but it's often. So it's dark thoughts. There are thoughts of suicide. There are thoughts of, not existing anymore, and it's helped me, going and talking to a therapist. Right now, since the whole COVID thing, they're barely kind of opening up, so I got to do it over the phone. But once it starts to be, I could go face to face and talk to this person again, then it'll be better. But I feel like it should be more vocal. And I know it's very tough for some people to not want to open up because they're scared or they don't know how to, but I felt that I needed to open up. I opened up to my therapist, then I opened up to friends, then I opened up to family. And then, once I got into the community, the reptile community, I shared some things here and there, like, Sean, Mary, other, like, individuals that aren't watching. I'm like, hey, there are people in this community that either understand what I'm going through because they have the same thing, or they have something that's way worse. But I can also relate because we have, we kind of have that in common, so to speak, where something is going on. And I still, as weird as it sounds, I still try to figure out myself every single day. It's just one of those things where sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I don't recognize the reflection that's looking back at me. It's really that bad sometimes. And of course, I don't talk about it. I don't like to show it, at least not on social media. But it is part of me, and I've learned to accept that this is a part of me, regardless of how bad I want it to change. So instead of changing it, I've learned to just live with it. And there's different ways of going about it depending on what that particular person might have. So I think speaking definitely helps. So all I want anyone watching is, if you're going through something, just don't be afraid to reach out. There are people out there that are willing to help. Don't think that people are just gonna, look and turn the other way. There are people that care. There are people that are gonna help you out in your situation. That's something that I didn't think I was gonna have, was the support of people. But I was wrong, and I'm glad that I was wrong, because if it wasn't for certain individuals, and then of course my own, my own actions, I guarantee you I wouldn't be here talking to you guys right now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, Manny. Because you brought up like two good points there where I liked a lot was the fact that you recognize that you had problems, and then the second is that you actually talk to someone about it.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times, no matter what, like to let that out, to release that baggage that you're carrying around, it helps to kind of de-stress and like kind of let that all out. So then it helps. It helps, emotionally. If I talk to someone about my own problems, it kind of helps me out because it kind of just I'm talking to someone. It's not building up inside of me. So that's those great key points I like because we all need that. We all need that someone to talk to and to recognize that there is something that I have that I need to talk to someone about.
Absolutely.
I like it.
It's really rough if you try to talk to somebody and they don't want to try and understand or listen or be there for you, or they're judgmental.
Were they really your friend to begin with?
Exactly.
Trim the fat.
Yeah. Yep. It's okay to say, okay, this isn't working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're on the receiving end of that, it's very important that you listen at least. And like Manny said earlier, just say, I'm here.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Sean, do you want to add anything to that?
I don't think I really have anything to add to that.
You
I'm
always
just glad
have
that
something.
You're here. I'm glad that I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you found the strength to talk to somebody and still be here. Because sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes people, like, I don't really have anything to add to that.
I'm glad you're here, Sean. I'm glad Mary, Brandon, Owen, Kathleen, everyone watching. I'm glad that everybody's here, whether we're here physically or not physically, but you guys get what I mean, and in spirit with each other. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here
100%.
too.
It's good to see the overcoming of the struggle because some people like as Sean, as you said you had Manny, you had struggled that before that you of suicide and whatnot. It's great to see from my perspective, see that you overcame it and know that you're stronger. That you can overcome it and other people can as well.
Yeah.
It's just they just need the support system to help them get over that hump. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you are here, and I'm glad that you're sharing it, because I'm sure there are people that are going through the same things you are going through, that might not realize that there is a support system. You know?
But thank you, Owen. I appreciate those words.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Just a couple of days ago, this guy that used to come to YouTube lives all the time, I knew from back then, and October was the last I had seen him, that he was dealing with depression. And I reached out to him a couple times in DM. He hadn't been active since October. I'm sorry, I'm getting an echo. It's driving me crazy. So he just came back on and he said I was the only person in the community that had reached out to him to see how things were going. And we talked a little bit, and then the next day he said, I'm really struggling. I don't even think I want to go on. So I reached out to a couple people I knew would reach out to him, and I put it up in my story. People pray for this guy. Parents, he lives in Alaska. His parents, Arizona, and they're estranged. So, watch people's activity. If you see they haven't been on in a while, if they're not posting, reach out and DM. I think it's really sad because there were a whole lot of us that knew him from the lives, but I guess just nobody had any kind of personal relationship with him. But now he has several people reaching out to him, and not just me to talk to him.
I mean, Mary, you are everybody's mom, so we're grateful for you, which is nice, I mean, we sometimes our lives get a little bit busy. Like I've been busy in my own life, moving, new job, and just a lot of things going on in my life. And I had a couple people reach out to me too as well, and it's great to know that people care about you. But it's just sometimes life gets in the way, and it's great that you reached out, because you know what, you probably changed a life. You changed someone's mind. Sometimes people just want to hear that they exist, that they are there, that somebody recognized them. So, which is nice.
Yeah.
No.
Now, Mary, because you do this and I do this, so I got a question for you. Because you were saying, they were saying you're like the mom. I do the mom thing too. Do you use it as a distraction? Because I do.
What do you mean?
I take care of everybody, and this isn't just like my own kids. Like I said, I'm kind of like the mom of the group. I use that to deflect from my own stuff, so people don't, dig too deep in my head to hide my stuff.
I mean, all my kids are grown. I have one living at home.
No, I mean like how you mother over people.
Yeah, I'm trying. I've never looked internally to try and figure that out, but maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I got
Brandon.
some sweet questions that I lined up for all three of the guests. So I'm gonna start spinning them out. They're good ones. My questions are always really good.
I've
mine's not good.
I've
Thanks,
watched
Brandon.
your lives. They are not.
My questions means nothing
They
to
are
him.
fucking good. My questions
my-
are good.
Here we
Watch.
go.
We're gonna watch. All right, ready? Sean, first one's for you.
Sean
What?
seems so excited for you.
What? What verb best describes you?
Springy.
I could see that. If you were a cartoon character, I feel like you would be Slinky, the dog from the Toy Story,
Toy Story.
with the spring for the middle. All right.
Is that too quick? Should I think about it? I'll come back with another answer.
All right, Manny, what verb best describes you?
I don't even know. To be honest, I have no clue. Man, what do you think? What best verb describes me?
That's hard, dude.
Right. So, if I can't answer it, I don't think.
Yeah, no one can.
Right. I don't know. Next question, though. I like it though. I'll think on it.
All right, Kathleen, what verb best describes you?
Quirky.
I can fuck with that. I see that. Yeah. 100%.
I was hoping you would say word, and I was going to be eccentric. It's crazy with class.
You're right. I like that.
Like the eccentric old lady, the eccentric billionaire.
I would be the eccentric billionaire. You don't even know. I would build like I would get an island and make it like as close to real life Pokemon as I could. That'd be my thing. Sean, if your life were a book, what would it be titled?
Oh, that is a great question, because I write fake autobiographical titles all the time.
And you need to write a book.
I'm gonna write 1 million books. The last title I had was My Life on 95: Eternal Taco Day.
Oh,
that's a long one.
Hell yeah! Boy.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm talking about. That
and
devil sauce.
It was gonna be a collection. So I actually did start trying to write this. Like, I got a dictaphone, like a little pocket recorder, like old school private eye, like a.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I started trying to record conversations that we were having while we were driving to work, because I used to work in Washington, D.C. and I would commute from Richmond, Virginia, which is about 110 miles, but it would take like 3 to 4 hours depending, and we would drive it 2 to 4 times a day, sometimes 6 days a week. So we were in the car all the time. So I just want to do this like short story collection of all the dumb shit that we talked about. And then Eternal Taco Day just has to do with catering. Just shitty stories from catering at my old job. So that's the title of the book right now.
Love it.
Fuck.
I was trying to put in the Canadian and American suicide hotline, just in case anybody ever needs them, but it won't let me. I tried, guys.
I'll try and do it. Manny, what's your book gonna be called?
Man, these are good questions. I'm not gonna lie, and they're really difficult to answer. But
I know.
you know what? I would probably name it a title of a song from my favorite artists. It's called "Alive or Just Breathing" from Killswitch Engage, and I think
I like Kill Switch. Yeah.
do I have a logo tattooed? So check this out: the album artwork,
Yeah.
Disarm the Descent, the girl with the
Dude, that's sick as fuck.
yeah.
That's badass.
But I know I kind of showed it in a weird angle, but I think "Alive or Just Breathing," just because a lot of people, even me, sometimes I'm like, am I literally just alive and just existing as I am, or am I just, breathing and doing the same thing every single day and just letting everything pass me by without, really noticing? Because I feel like that's very easy. It's very easy to fall in line of where it's just the years, the time pass you by, and you look back and you're like, man, I really just let it go by in front of me, and I didn't embrace or cherish those moments that I could have just enjoyed that I lost on. So I think that'd be a good one. Alive or Just Breathing.
That is
That'd
good.
be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I like that.
But,
Kathleen, what's your book called?
It's styled after Where's Waldo, and it's called Where's Self-Esteem.
Wow.
I mean, let's be real here. That's not
That's
even my
deep.
sarcasm there.
How do you draw self-esteem so we can find it in the page?
It's not there.
That's
an exercise in futility.
I'm not even cracking a joke, guys. That's real.
I know.
That's what's sad.
know.
I struggle with imposter syndrome. If you guys even know what that is.
No idea. Tell me.
So imposter syndrome's like you don't think you've earned everything that you've done, basically. So here I am. Like, I'm struggling with it a lot lately. I'm editing a video right now of the Pac-Man frog bioactive tub enclosure we set up. I've been working on it for a week because I feel in my head that I'm some dumb effing noob and I have no right to show people how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I can tell you right now, I've had amphibians before. I've set up dozens of bioactive tubs for amphibians. I could do it in my sleep. It's still that struggle of, I hit 1K on Instagram a few months ago. Don't think I deserve it. 300 on YouTube. Don't think I deserve it. And think that's all the guests that have come on, not what I've earned. So that's kind of what imposter syndrome is.
Damn.
You don't think your accomplishments are your accomplishments.
That's fucked.
And that's probably why I'm struggling so hard with relaunching the YouTube channel. I want to relaunch it. I want to do it again, but I'm struggling so hard with it that my brain's like, well, okay, are people going to actually watch me again? Like, there's so many good people on. What's the point? I can't compete. That's imposter syndrome.
Well, does it make you excited to do it? Like, do you get joy out of the creation?
I love doing it because it's my work. Like, again, I stay at home with the kids. This is what I do for work. The reptiles, the meeting people, the learning. Because I can tell you right now, as going into my first season of ball breeding, like being able to have someone like Billy on my show and talk to him one-on-one is a huge deal, right? Being able to make those relationships and the people I've connected with, it's amazing and I love it. But then part of me is like, I didn't earn that. It was just luck of the draw that I got some people to agree to come on. Like, it's really,
I mean, I wouldn't even worry
really
about
bad.
that so much as what we're talking about is like, the reptile hobby helps us because it's therapeutic, right? Like, so that's one of the reasons why we are reptile keepers. And then you are enjoying what you're doing, you're enjoying creating something or whatever. If you are putting your love and soul into it, people will like it, And if they don't, it doesn't matter because it's for you ultimately, right? Unless you are just ultimately trying to take
But
over
I
the
also
world.
think that's
And
where
if you're
that
not
whole competition thing comes in too, to play.
There's enough room for everybody, man. There really is, like, I make dumb stuff just because I like it, and I think it's cool to look at. And if other people get a kick out of it, whatever. But some of the stuff that I do is like stuff that helps me get through when I've been awake for 36 hours from like a Saturday evening to like a Monday morning or whatever.
Why did
So
I?
I understand that like self-defeating loop.
Brandon's having a little bit too much fun.
Yeah,
already.
No, but I mean, what Sean said is true though.
Yes.
Because remember, at the end of the day, you're doing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it for yourself, for your own pleasure. It's the joy you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to please everyone else. Because if you did that, if that's your mindset, it's just so hard to please everyone.
Yes.
It's just impossible.
Yep.
I will say that people need to start being more kind when they're commenting on those things too. I've had people literally drop in my chat and say, "Stop watching this shit. Go watch someone else."
Oh yeah.
While I'm on a live,
can you turn off chatting?
I can turn once that person has chatted and like I can block them. But I've literally had people say,
like turn your chat feed
go
off.
watch so and so else who's live right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like when you're on a live thing, turn your chat feed off. Like people could be talking shit about me right now. I have no fucking clue because there's no words going by me. Whatever. I look like an idiot all the time, and I spin out on social media constantly. Let them say mean stuff. Let them be a part of them. They'll sort themselves out.
Yeah. When somebody says that in your chat, Kathleen, everybody lets them have it. Am I right?
Nope.
People in the chat?
No.
Wow.
That's surprising.
No,
nope.
I need to be there.
Yeah, I think that's where if we were there or somebody was there would take the responsibility and say, hey, there's no need for that, If you don't like it, just leave. There's no problem leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think people have to make a voice, have to say something because, obviously misery loves company and someone's just miserable and they want others to recruit other people to be miserable with them.
Miserable.
And it's sad.
Yep.
We actually did the thing today as a family. It's called abundance. When you talk about abundance, it's like, what does that mean? So it's basically not keeping up with the Jones, but being grateful or for what they have because they work hard for it. You know what? I don't need to be jealous of them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for their joy, what they accomplish, and just puts me in perspective. Like, you know what? Maybe I need to hustle a little more, But I don't need to be like them. I just want to be grateful for them. With Sean, he's got his his dreamsicle. Awesome. I'm hoping to make some dreamsicle in the year But I'm great. I'm happy for you because you hit something that
Let's hope
I want, but I'm grateful that you got it. I'm like, wow, that's awesome, which is a good accomplishment. So we should learn to think differently instead of thinking negatively. Like, think about should be lifting each other up. That's how it should be.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I talk a lot, but
No, you're good. You're good. You're making very good points,
Yeah.
Owen,
Yeah,
and
you
it's
are.
true. So
You're
it's not.
awesome,
Yeah,
Sean.
just the more you have to say, we're obviously we're gonna
Better.
listen and we're gonna take in, because everyone's opinion matters here. It's
Yeah.
not one person's over the other. So the more that you can say, why not? I would love to hear it. But it's it is true. And then I think someone just mentioned about being bitter or whatever because they're caught up in their own misery or whatever. You're always gonna have someone hating on you, whether you're successful
Mhm.
or they're across the country or a different state, and they're just gonna hate on you for no reason. Like you said with Sean, that's a big accomplishment. That's motivation. You're seeing it as motivation, Owen. So you're like, at some point, I want to hatch out some dreamsicles, and you will. Other people are gonna be like, oh well, all the nasty things that come with it, and they're just gonna hate just because they're jealous and they're envious. So there's two different ways of looking at it: motivation,
Yep.
and you're happy for them because you're a friend and you're a good person, or two, you're gonna be bitter and you're gonna be, a sad something, and not appreciate what somebody else is doing because you're just, that you may not even achieve that level of whatever you want to call it that person has. So I agree with you there for sure.
All right. Well, Sean, what does mental health progress look like?
Making your bed every day, brushing your teeth and your hair, and making sure that you eat. That's what it looks like for me. Because I used to just run myself into absolute dog shit. And knowing, like, coming home and seeing that my bed is made every day, and, like, seeing that, like, I can eat without having rotten teeth and my hair's not all tangly, like, as small as that may seem to people, for me, that's like a huge milestone of like control in my life. And being able to do things like this in this organized fashion, because like
Mhm.
sometimes
Yeah.
my brain is such a maelstrom that I can't find time to eat for 8 days at a time, and I weigh 140 pounds, and my teeth are rotten out, and I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day, and that's it. And that's my existence, So that's what it looks like to me.
Ooh, there's a good comment.
This one?
Yeah. I like it. I want it on a bumper sticker.
Yep.
Manny, what's your mental health progress look like?
Getting up every day. Well, thankful that I get a chance to open my eyes every day because unfortunately, not many. There's millions out there that don't. And just start. I write things down on a note, like a little, just like on normal notepad on a piece of paper, and I just write what I'm gonna do. What needs to be done, what this week is looking like, and if I have any extra time for myself, maybe hit the gym. Now that the gyms are open, because this whole
Sprite,
quarantine lockdown.
baby.
Yeah, that's
Sprite, baby.
yeah.
Oh man, I
That's
missed
Show the
the
guns.
so bad.
Mary, show the guns.
That's a good 207 pounds. That dude, I was 155, 170 range before this whole COVID shit happened. Now I'm like 40 plus pounds. That's why you guys see me so low because I'm trying to hide the.
And he's
But,
wearing black.
and I'm wearing black. Hey, and it's an awesome T-shirt that Nick,
Yeah.
Jules, Casey, and
yeah.
Tom Niviol and Atypical.
Atypical, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great job on that.
Good people.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
good
Yep.
people.
But that's what my mental health progress looks like every day.
Hell yeah. How about you, Kathleen?
Mine's to be determined. we're still working on that. I'm in weekly therapy right now as a psychiatrist, so we're figuring it out. I'm actually looking
Making
at,
it to your appointments is progress, right?
well, right now with the way things are
You can
set
look at it
up.
that way.
Yeah, well, it's actually by phone right now, so I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really have to do much. That way, I just have to answer the phone. But we're actually looking at right now, doing something called rest and respite. It's where I go away for 48 hours. It's not to like the psych ward or anything. It's literally to a transition house, and literally I get to like rest and relax and recharge. And they feed me they feed me meals and stuff. I'm like, this sounds fabulous. Sign me up. I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of it because I do have 3 small children. John works
Right.
full time. We don't really have family in the area, so we're just trying to figure out the logistics. But yeah, we're gonna use that as a jump start to medication. So I'm at that point where I know I need to be on it. It's just a matter of finding a way to get on it because again, I have small kids. I'm in charge of them daily. You know, I can't afford to be zoned out because that's one thing that people don't tell you. It takes you a good month or 2 to adjust to medications, which is not
Yeah, it
bad.
does.
It depends on the
can literally,
medication.
a lot of the times it can. And the ones I tried them for one day and they literally zone me out. So I need to be in a way, someplace that I can start them. Because I can't be zoned out with the home alone with the kids. So, you know, we're it's to be determined, I guess. My mental health thing, progress. But we're working on it. That's the main thing.
That's the progress.
That's progress.
Yeah.
It is.
Trust me, it took a room full of grown ass men who are all trained killers to like put me in a room and hold me down and be like, "You're gonna go get help." We're not asking you like we're telling you.
Yeah. I
So,
would like to start shooting again.
good
That's what I
progress.
miss. I miss shooting.
So stress relieving.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
I
like-
wanted to be a military sniper, but
Dude, sniper school sucks. Oh yeah.
you cannot wear glasses as a sniper.
I
It is
know.
considered a
Mm.
I'm explaining for other people. It's considered a disability.
Yeah, you can't be a sniper.
And the Canadian Army will not let you in as sniper if
Huh.
and you can't even get LASIK because it's still
Yeah, it's corrected. They call
Yeah.
it 2020 corrected.
which
Yeah,
I was told by an officer was a sin because my grouping was 5 rounds into a dime. So,
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
and you would only see 3 holes. So,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah.
That's like really good. Damn.
Yeah, I was number 3 in my province for pistol shooting. So,
Yeah, that is good.
yeah. I went undefeated for 6 years and then I couldn't go back to defeat my title because I was no longer a junior. So,
Oh, that sucks.
yeah.
Well, if it brings you joy, man, do it.
I love it.
Yep.
And it's not like I don't like hunting.
Mhm.
I'm fine if other people go, hunt and catch animals for food. Go to it. I will eat it.
Yes.
I can't do it myself. I want to sit there and aim at a target and go ding, 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 ding. So, yeah, I'm
I feel
looking
that.
into that. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, though. I mean, you guys are taking, I always quote Bill Murray, baby steps.
Murray.
Yeah. What about Bob? Baby steps. You got to start somewhere. So you are starting somewhere, and it's progress regardless. It's progress. And, it's good.
Oh yeah. All right. I think this is like the last question I got for you 3.
Uh-oh.
What behavioral patterns, Sean? What behavioral patterns can people change to avoid causing unintentional harm?
Really good question.
I told you my questions are really good, man.
Yeah,
Stop and count to 10 before you respond to somebody. in any situation.
Oh,
really
that's
good.
so good.
Yeah.
That's
So good.
that's such a simple yet effective
Yeah.
tool. Damn, that's
Just
yeah,
stop,
that's
because like
really
it,
good.
like the hard lesson that I've learned in my life is like, it does not matter what somebody does to you. At the end of the day, what matters is what you do. So it doesn't
Right.
matter if somebody was mean to you or wrecked your car or said something dumb or whatever at work. How you react to it is what people remember.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So
Bless
just
you.
And you're
take
right.
10 seconds to be like,
Swevu.
should I say this to somebody? Should I type this? Should I, any number of things. Just stop. You have 10 seconds before you respond.
Yeah.
Very
Damn,
good.
That is great advice.
Yeah.
that was a really good one, dude. Damn.
And it's the truth. It's really simple, but it
Why,
really
thank you.
does work.
Mhm.
Like it's just
Yeah,
That's
man.
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing for me with mental health has been having to try and find the simple things, because it's so damn daunting when you're like, oh, well, my brain tells me that everything sucks and that I want to die or this, that, and the other, right? Like, how am I going to change this big scary thing that's crushing my entire life? But you can change small things. Like I brought up
Yep.
making your bed, right? Taking
Yeah.
time before you respond to somebody. Small negative language, just like for me, like it's been weeding out. It's not so much having a positive mental attitude, it's weeding out my negative mental attitude. And dumb things like removing defeatist language. Instead of saying I can't wait to do this, say I'm looking forward to. And catching yourself every time you say I can't wait and replacing that, you'll stop saying I can't, and then you stop defeating yourself. It's like
that's
little things.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
gonna go
thing to
back and
remember. It's like,
edit my
don't look for the
comments.
big change.
Yeah. And you just brought up a point that I like. It's the I can't and I can attitude. They're both correct. They're both true. Both those statements are true, but it's a mindset. Because if you can't,
Yeah.
if you say you can't, you're not gonna do it. But if you can, it's gonna happen. It's a mindset. So I'm glad you brought that up, because people need to think, the positively. And we were talking earlier today too. Like, being positive is gonna help you get to that next level, because you're already thinking you're gonna get there. But if you think negatively, you're not. It's just you're already doubting yourself. You're doubting your what you can do, your capability. So definitely think positive, which is good, Sean. I like that.
Yeah, that was a really good one. What about you, Manny? What do you think are some behavioral patterns people can change to avoid unintentional harm?
Man, you know what? That's really tough after what Sean said. It's just you don't beat anything as simple and something
not
that
a
works as
It's not a competition,
it,
man.
no, I know, but
Sean,
it's just
Sean won.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is. It is a
Sean won.
competition.
no, it's because it really is that simple that it's really tough to
Sean, show your guns, Sean.
it's really tough to kind of say something that's just a perfect answer,
Yeah, I feel you.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe just aside from not saying something that is going to be harmful, right? Also your body language too. How sometimes a lot of people don't see it also, but body language has a lot to do. There's a lot that I can say without saying anything. So I
Yeah,
feel
that's
the
true.
way that somebody comes at you, when someone's trying to like rush towards you and they do that kind of movement. So if people can kind of chill out and wind out on that too, I think that'd be great. Because it's not just about what comes out of my mouth. It's also the way I kind of move towards you in a certain manner that's gonna make you think, well, it's making me uncomfortable. So people need to realize that it's also body language. It's not just what comes out of the mouth. It's also the way you project towards that person or those individuals.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Right.
Like that's a good one. I'm trying to learn how not to react defensively or confronting, because I have a short fuse. I'm a very confrontational guy, believe it or not. The people that
I
are
know
close,
you are.
the people that
Yeah.
okay, Brent. So for me,
Yeah.
or the ones that kind of already know how I am, like whatever, I could be rude. I've been to I've been rude to people in the community. Okay, I'm just a very blunt person when I have to be, but it's true because when someone confronts you like that, the way that that person described it, I need to tell myself I better relax. Because if I punch this dude and I end up knocking his ass out, I'm gonna get in trouble for it. So that's really a great, uh, question or a great comment because I also need to control to not react in a way that's gonna make it seem like I'm gonna hit the person back.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Yeah.
defensive reaction. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So Brandon,
Yeah.
and it's you're trained, and when you're trained to read body language like that, you're almost kind of holding yourself back to not do what you're trained to do because you know that might end up being a bigger consequence for you than the person that came towards you in that way.
Dude, I no shit almost iced a dude, and I ended up like slowing down and just putting my hand on his shoulder and just talking to him.
Yeah.
But I feel you. Like, he was just walking towards me. I got a bad vibe. I turned around and I just bottom to top
Yeah.
looking at how he was walking. Are there any ankle injuries? Are there any knee injuries? Are his hips displaced? Where are his shoulders at? How is his core moving? Where is his eyes looking at? And it's so
Yeah.
bad. And I didn't even think. I just sort of throw a quick jab out there and was like, oh,
Yeah.
listen, man, you almost just got hit. Let's not do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I feel you. No,
But yeah,
that is
body
language is a
language.
lot.
Body language also.
It says everything, man. How you dress, how you walk. That's a
Yeah.
good one. I like that. I can relate to that.
Mhm.
What about you, Kathleen? Last one. What behavior patterns can people change to avoid causing unintentional harm?
Stop giving me the hard ones. Jeez.
Dude, everyone got the hard ones equal.
I know.
I'm also slower than them all. No, just kidding. Actually, probably that. So I have a bad habit of putting myself down, imposter syndrome, low self-esteem. So a lot of my anxiety is triggered by me getting so worked up with things, not going right and thinking I'm a failure and maybe, that my feelings and my emotions are valid, would help me a little bit more because and it's different for everybody too. Everybody triggers differently. Everybody has different types of mental health issues.
Yeah.
A lot of my stuff is triggered by I'm not doing things right. I feel like I'm a failure. Okay. Why do I feel this way? Okay, my feelings are valid because, the kids are being jerks and I'm stressed. That's valid. It's not me being a failure because my children are being little crotch goblins today.
Yeah.
Like it, and it's valid, and people need to realize that women are not Wonder Woman and we can't do it all.
Yeah,
We
you're
can.
only human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're only human.
I feel that,
Right.
dude. I understand that pressure of being like the person that literally everyone depends on. And dude, that shit takes such a mental toll that, like, that's one of those mental tolls where you lay down in bed at the end of the day and you're tired, but you don't sleep because your mind is still in go mode.
I sleep 2 hours a night maximum.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
I don't sleep.
I actually just started. I bought some stuff and it's worked the past like 3 days. I just started sleeping.
I've been on meds that literally for my PTSD that are given to soldiers when they come back from war to help them sleep, and it just does nothing. Doesn't touch me, and it'll
No.
knock out a 200-pound soldier, no problem.
Yeah. I take liquid CBD with melatonin in it. And that's been doing the job for me
Yeah.
the past couple of days. It's really expensive. It's like $80 for this little ass bottle and this little ass it's like a dropper you feed a baby rabbit.
Is
with,
it like a
dude.
tincture?
Yeah, it's like it looks
Yeah.
like a tincture. Yeah, so it's it's
My
actually
buddy
the
found
first
these
thing
like
that
little
I've had that worked.
melatonin vapes.
Yeah, dude, it's all that
He seems
shit's
to
out
think those.
there.
He's like, I hotbox it. I hit it like 3, 4, 5 times, like bam, 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 and then just lay down.
See,
and he said
I
it
have-
seems to trick him to sleep.
Yeah, dude, it
Very
works for me.
I have not tried melatonin. I'm really careful with what I try right now because I am home alone until 2 a.m. Then
Okay.
he usually comes home and he's tired from working on trucks all day. So it's kind of like me taking care of the kids 24/7. So I have to be really, really careful with what I'm giving myself.
Yeah.
Because if I knock myself out and those babies are crying, that's not good.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah, we're in it's that situational thing that, I'm trying to get help and I'm trying to do things, but sometimes I can't because of our situation where, we're up here with no friends, no family.
I was going to ask you if you had family nearby.
No, I have zero family. I'm pretty much an orphan. So
Yeah, me too, man.
woo!
Fuck yeah, bro.
I'm
Y'all
the
have
black
Huge
sheep.
reptile community family. Just
I
I'm
know,
the black
Mary.
sheep. That's
Yeah.
a whole story.
mama here.
That's a whole story for another day. I won't bore you with the details. But that's a whole other mental health thing. But yeah, but I hide it well though, because if you had asked any of my friends in this community, if does Kathleen have mental health issues? Did she try to kill herself 2 weeks ago? They would have said no. She's happy-go-lucky. So this is probably dropping some bombs on all my friends.
Well, this is the first time getting to know you as a person, Kathleen, and also Manny, and Sean. I know Sean had a show with Brian last time, a while back, but this is the first time seeing Manny and Kathleen. So it does definitely open up, you guys, who you guys really are, and there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot that we, can do to help each other. And obviously we're still going to be learning because I don't know everything, and nobody does. And I'm grateful to be given the opportunity to kind of try to understand it, and it's probably about this small the scale to understand what's going on. But it's great for me to kind of just open my eyes to the situation and just kind of brush it off, because I don't know that feeling, because I don't deal with it,
Yeah.
So no, I think it's great though. I think it's very eye-opening for a lot of people. I'm glad we had this too. I'm glad we did this, because it's very important for everyone, and growing up, I wanted to ask Brandon, growing up, you were adopted. I remember from the last show, you mentioned you were adopted.
Yeah.
Did that have some kind of any anxiety, any kind of issue that arose? Any kind of
So it's so crazy because thinking back at it now, I got adopted as a teenager, so I was a little older. I was living on my own pretty much my whole life, like under bridges, dumpster diving for food, shit like that.
Mhm.
And my best friend, Kyle, his parents actually adopted me.
Oh.
So they're good people. I'm actually going up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to visit them this weekend. But it's so crazy because I never had any sort of mental health issues as a teenager and a young man. It was later, after a couple deployments and doing some really gruesome, nasty shit, that I started waking up every day wishing I didn't and stuff like that. Then I talked to my family less and less and less. I'm actually just now starting to talk to them more. I mean, there was a point where like I was overseas and I hadn't seen or talked to any member of my family for almost 2 years. It was just like me and this other dude living in this hole we dug in the ground, using
Wow.
like dirt from the hole to pack a tight wall around us so like bullets didn't hit us. And it was just me and this dude. And that 2 years sucked, man. And so it's crazy because I can't tell people, like I can't talk to my family, and that fucking kills me because I can't like talk to my adopted dad and be like, dude, you know, I sleep with my finger on the trigger well of my gun on a nightstand laying sideways pointed at my bedroom door. And if I hear my dog growl, I wake up and my finger slips inside the trigger well. And it's like I'm that hyper attentive. I don't go out to eat. I don't like to be in public. I'm really fast paced. And it sucks because my adopted family loves me. And they had a tremendous impact on showing me love. Like my first Christmas was awesome, dude. I got a flip skateboard for like a custom flip skateboard for Christmas, my first Christmas, and they're Catholic, so Easter's a big thing for them. So like Easter was badass, Christmas, my birthday, all that stuff. I only ever had one of all of that because after 1 year of being with my adopted family, I went to Job Corps and then to the Army. So after what my therapist calls compounded trauma for years and years and years, just like when I was a little kid, my grandma, like I lived with her, and she like married this dude, and he would just beat my fucking ass. And then I'd go see my mom on the weekends, and then like the dude she was with would just like one time he tried to cut my throat with a piece of pipe. I have this mean scar on the back of my neck because I turned around. And like that dude would fuck me up. So it's just all this years just getting my ass beat to being homeless and taking care of myself and having nobody to like having this awesome family and finally like seeing what it is to be normal and have love to like desensitize yourself to do this job. And I'm now trying to get back to that. What is normal? Who am I? And I need to go meet my family. Like, I need to learn who my family is again, dude. My sister was just this little, she was my baby sister, and she got engaged like maybe 4 weeks ago to a guy that I've met twice. And that's like not okay with me. Like, you know, I don't really know who my brother is anymore, not in a bad way. I just haven't been home in 12 years. So it's like, I think the more that I'm around, I need to force myself to be around my family and normal people to start picking up those traits again. To be like, okay, this is what my mom is like. Like, this is what I should get my mom for her birthday because I know that's what she likes. But, like, I don't have any idea right now. And that's sort of where I sit on it with my family and their impact on my life.
Just so you know, normal's just a setting on the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Societal norm. I need to be able to fit into society. I can't be sleeping with my trigger finger on my gun. I need to use my dog's back fat as pillow. That's what I need to do.
I mean, you could get a water gun.
I should get a water gun.
Water gun.
So is your goal to get back to being around them and getting kind of adjusted to, I mean, you know, being in a relationship, creating a relationship with them again? Is that what your goal is, or?
My goal is to be worthy of their love. You know, I came back after my first deployment, and I was so fucked up. Like, I was not who I used to be. Like, before I went overseas the first time, I was this 19-year-old dude who worked out 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, ate healthy. I was mentally unbreakable. Like, in my mind, I was this concrete pillar that could never, ever be broken. And that first deployment really did me in pretty good. And
I don't know who wrote that.
yeah, right. And so I was so mean when I came home after that deployment that my mom like couldn't wait for me to leave. I was just went from this positive, like unbreakable young man to this very negative, pessimistic, aggressive young man. And it was just because that's the way my way of life changed.
Yeah.
I was just around that.
Military needs to be better about warning families about that too. Because that happens in family after family.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what, Brandon? I hope you find that relationship, that bond, because honestly, you know, it's families. It's hard to you know, you need that family, you know, and family bond is very important, and I hope you do find it. You know what I mean? So
I will. Thank you.
It doesn't
I will.
have to be your blood family, though. Let me just say that.
Yeah, they're not. None of them are. They're
Coming
just my
from
best friend's
orphan to
parents.
orphan.
Yeah. No, I
wait,
will.
wait if you do ever have your own
And
kids. Wait for that ball to
it-
drop because you're going to overcompensate. Let me tell you.
No kids.
So before we go to, I have a hot seat question.
Did Sean want to say something?
Yeah, Sean, you were saying
Oh, I'm
something.
sorry.
Yeah. With them big eyes. What are you saying?
I was just gonna say, man, it doesn't matter how fucked up you are, how fucked up you think you are. This goes for everybody, but everybody is worthy of being loved.
Absolutely.
That's like the end all be all.
100%.
I mean, that doesn't matter. Like, you are worthy of your mother's love and your father's love and your brother and your sister. It doesn't matter what stupid shit you've seen or done. You deserve it. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to realize, is like being worthy of love. I struggle with that.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for that, Sean.
What's this hot seat question?
I appreciate it, man.
Well, first I want to say again, I can't tell Sean, Manny,
all my best
Kathleen,
friends are fucked
and
up.
Brandon, thank you so much for being on the show and talking about this very important topic and about yourselves.
Absolutely.
It's invaluable.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely brought a lot of answers to a lot of questions that, you know, myself and Brandon and, you know, Mary, and I'm sure other people on, you know, watching have. And I'm very grateful to be a part of it. I'm very grateful to understand at least a portion of what you guys go through.
Hot seat question.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Owen, Sean, Kathleen. You know, it was good to hear you guys as well and answer some questions and, you know, get to know a little bit more of you guys, even though I know, you know, some of you a little bit more personal than the others. But, you know, don't forget that after this live, that doesn't mean that we're not obviously going to stay in touch and continue to progress and grow together, and not the opposite. And this goes with anybody watching. You know, our Instagrams are right here. If anyone wants to reach out on this podcast or on anything else further, you know, people know how to get a hold of us.
Maybe in this would be fun since we're doing mental health. Maybe in 6 months we should all reunite on here and talk about how we're doing now versus 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
It sounds scary. I'm down.
6 months or next.
I'm either gonna be here
next
or
May.
I'm not.
But Mary, you got some hot seat
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah. You're stuck, stranded on a desert island. Well, it doesn't have to be desert. Tropical island for 30 days. Sean, who's the one person you want to be stranded with? Living or dead? Only they won't be dead on the island.
We're gonna go with MacGyver on this one.
Oh my god. That's perfect.
Man. I mean, we're only there for 30 days, so I just want to see what we could make.
MacGyver.
That's smart, dude.
MacGyver and not MacGruber. Make sure you specify.
Not MacGruber. Manny, same question.
Or I guess, or the professor from.
Okay. I was going to let Sean finish, but same question. Probably Steve Irwin. You know.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
You know, could learn a lot. Don't know if I'll be able to live as long as him on the island, but, you know, I think just being there
Don't
physically.
let him go swimming.
Yeah. Just being there, talking to him. You know, I feel like we've all probably daydreamed at some point of what we would say to Steve Irwin if we actually had the chance to talk to him. But I think that would be the guy right there. I know it's probably better candidates out there, but just for what he's done or for who he is and his family, I think I'm gonna go with Steve on this one.
How about you, Kathleen?
Oh my god, my answer's gonna seem so crappy. I was gonna say a fully stocked bartender, so that way 30 days. Like this is my vacation away from the kids and John. Like
Yeah, there's your
tropical island. We're
rest
gonna have
and
some
rest it,
pina
right?
coladas, some
Yeah, dude.
margaritas. Like this
Mark.
is this does not sound like a survival thing. This sounds like a vacation to me.
See,
I
it's
haven't left the house in weeks.
It's all about the outlook, man.
Yeah.
All about the outlook.
You know,
Brandon,
Sean's saying
same
MacGyver, Manny's saying
Oh,
like
shit.
you know,
Same
Steve
question.
Irwin. I want a bartender.
I would probably want to be on the island with Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats, so I could go on.
man.
So I could go on all the adventures. Yeah.
Oh, went over.
You see, what's gonna happen is you guys are gonna have all these people, and then Sean and MacGyver are gonna make a boat and come to my island to hang out.
Yeah.
We're all gonna
Pick
end up
everybody
on my
up.
island. Yeah. Fucking Tommy Pickle.
Tommy Pickles. He's the
Okay, if
fucking
you
guy.
had a magic time machine, where would you go, Sean? Forward, back, to where?
Ooh, that's rough. Like, automatically want to go back to the dinosaurs, right? Like, I'd also want to go forward to the dinosaurs because, like, time's a circle, right? I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs.
dude.
I'm going backwards to dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Very
You would fucking-
Manny?
Probably somewhere in the future, you know, like, I don't know, maybe a few thousand years from now, just to see how the world is at, you know, like if people are still going to be living on Earth, is it going to be a different race, you know, like aliens, or what animals, if there's any animals that are going to be alive, will be alive then. So I think moving forward a few thousand years, I'd like to see where, you know, where the planet's at, if it's still, you know, a planet, unless it's like got blown up or something. But I think that'd be it.
Very cool. Kathleen?
I'm not going anywhere because one, I regret nothing. Two, butterfly effect. Butterfly effect. Butterfly effect.
Yeah.
We saw that movie.
So nope, no thanks. Bye.
Brandon?
Butterfly effect.
I think I would go back to the day I picked this dog up off the streets, because I think that would just be a wonderful time to relive.
That's
That's
so
it.
cool.
That's it. I would do everything
I
the
love
same.
it.
I would do everything the same. But yeah, right, boss? I know you're fat and old.
Does
That's
Well,
anybody have any
what about
questions?
what about you, Mary? Where would you go?
I want to go back to when the Texas was settled.
Okay.
Horse-drawn carriages and women working the land and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
That would be sweet to see. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Owen?
Well,
Oh, where are you going?
for me to go back anytime earlier, my people weren't really liked by you guys, so I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go forward. No. But if I were to go back, I would probably go back to. I'm from Cambodia, so I would want to go back to when the empire was like at its peak, and
Yeah.
see how civilization was before. You know, it was. I don't know. Before it was how it is now.
That would be cool to see, man.
That's an awesome
Yeah,
answer.
that would.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, if anybody screws up the timeline, I'm blaming all 5 of you.
I sort of do want to go back and like
No, because what's gonna
sword
happen?
fight a samurai. Like, I really do.
I remember you said something about samurai last time we talked
Yeah.
on the show.
Really am into like sword fighting, like real sword fighting, not like
Uh-huh.
fencing or wooden swords, like hardcore to the death, steel on steel,
Oh man.
getting it, dude.
Well, there's nothing more hardcore than that, so I think you'd fit perfect right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would like to go back and do that as well. That would be a good one.
That's my only
everybody-
one.
Go ahead.
Well, I got one like basically, what would you eat if it was your last meal? What would you eat?
Oh,
What wouldn't? I
Sean,
eat?
good. What would you eat if it was your last meal?
fuck.
Taco Bell. Something from Taco Bell. Like,
So
okay, so
much
very
like
specifically. There are like 2 specific things, right? So like there was that hepatitis B scare back in the day when everybody lost green onions from the menu. I don't know if people remember
Yep.
that. Like somebody got
Yep.
hepatitis B at Applebee's,
Hmm.
so all the restaurants
Yeah.
took green onions away. So Mexican
Yep.
pizzas used to have green onions on them. They don't have them anymore. They suck ass. I want the green onion ones. And then like the Mexi melt, they took those away. So those 2 things, right? Those are my last meal.
Oh wow.
Man,
Huh.
doesn't take much to please you.
Shit.
How about you, Kathleen? No taco
Uh,
and dinosaur thighs.
No.
Butterfly effect. Oh my god, I don't even know. I mean, oh no, I do know. Beef barbecue ribs, like homemade ones, not like crap you buy at a restaurant. Homemade ones, homemade potato salad and cheesecake.
Mm.
Like
Nice.
my cheesecake, not some
Mm.
crap from like the store cheesecake.
Yeah.
All right, Manny.
Man, I'm gonna keep it simple. Macaroni and cheese, potato wedges.
That's pretty good.
That's
It is
what, like,
pretty
my
good.
toddler eats.
You
Comfort
guys sound
food,
like
man, right? We're
you guys are a bunch of cheap dates, dude.
Oh no, what do you mean?
He's like deep down on the
Well, I
inside.
mean, we're
like a
assuming that
2-year-old.
you hit me right here, Owen. You hit me right here.
It's good though. It's good though. I don't mind it. I'm like, wow.
Well, you
Manny,
know that I'm not
That's
gonna
last
take you out
meal.
then.
So if anybody wants to go on a date with Manny, he just wants some craft dinner.
Oh man, wait. I didn't say I was gonna make it. I just said macaroni and cheese. So
Yeah,
we'll
he
find
wants
it. We'll find a
macaroni
place.
cheese, and
We'll
he
find a
wants
place.
potato wedges.
All right, Brandon. What about you, buddy?
Maybe like take a pound of bacon and throw it on the grill, and then fill up a bucket full of ranch, and then just dip the bacon in the ranch and eat it.
Why are you
Like
putting
so.
it on the grill?
Because
Yeah,
it's
I know.
fire, dude. It's
What?
bomb.
I understand that part, but ranch, I don't understand ranch.
Yeah, me either.
Ranch is the condiment of the gods.
Yeah,
No,
so
Wait, on
I don't mind
bacon?
ranch
And
on
everything.
salad, but on bacon though, I don't know.
Nah.
yeah, I'll dip my bacon in my ranch.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, if I'm climbing, like every 1,000 meters I go up,
Yeah.
I take a shot of ranch.
Oh no.
Amy's,
Yeah.
Amy's
Oh
comment.
man.
It gives me power to keep going, man.
Well, if it works.
Brandon, can you
Oh,
highlight
man.
Amy's comment because I'm dying?
Uh,
That was for Manny.
You could take me to. You know what? That's fine. I'll pick anything out. Don't matter.
Red
You know-
box fever. You can get
Yeah,
anything
right?
off the rollers, girl. Anything you want.
Red box and chill.
Oh my god.
You know what's,
Amy, I am not. Amy, I'm not taking you 7-Eleven. Oh, was that you?
Yep, I swear when I laugh, I'm not even gonna lie.
That was
yeah, you
pretty
can't
funny.
lie now. That's gonna be on the internet forever.
It
I know.
already is, but
We're gonna
nobody
highlight that
watches
part.
my channel, so we're good.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
What about you, Mary?
I would
I'm gonna ask you
have a Whataburger with cheese, mustard, no pickles. I mean, yeah, pickles, but no onions. I take the pickles off. With my husband's fried mushrooms.
Mm.
Mix the
I
best.
actually like mushrooms. They're good.
I want
makes
to
it
add
the best.
dino nuggies to mine because we don't have them here. So I feel
Dino
like
nuggies. What
Yeah,
is
I
that?
Yeah, dino nuggets are the shit, bro.
Oh,
They're
shit,
fire.
like dinosaurs? Those when you buy in
Yeah.
the box from like
we
the
don't have them here, and I
you
feel
can buy
and
it from
the
like grocery
bag,
store.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bags. And
we
okay.
don't have
Yeah.
them here. I can't wait for the borders to open up so I can go to the freaking superstore or supercenter Walmart in Maine and get me some dino nuggies
No
to
shit.
dip in ranch.
PA Quaker steak wings are the best wings I've ever had in my
Really?
life. Yeah, they are so good.
I only like my husband.
Dino nuggies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like dino nugs too. Them
They
shit are
just
fire.
look like they taste better than regular nuggets.
They do, because they're dinosaur shaped.
Exactly.
Because they're fake
Yeah.
meat.
I mean, we have
Oh,
we
yeah.
have dinosaur oatmeal here.
That's dinosaur meat.
Yeah, it's dinosaur meat, dude.
Yeah, I've had
Fine.
alligator meat. Those are good. I've had
I don't care what it's
Yeah, the
made out
alligator.
of. It looks like a dinosaur, and I can dip it in ranch. I'm good.
no. That's
yeah.
awesome. I don't
I
have
have,
any more hot seats, so but if you Mary, you have the list of the people.
I don't. I asked you about it.
Oh, I sent it to you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. No. Okay. I can make it. I can do it.
Yeah.
So basically, this is the end of our show where we asked you guys, who would you pick to be your mentor if you could? And then we have 5 of them. We have Billy, Brian Barczyk, Justin, Ozzy, and Steve and Kevin McCurley.
This is not fair.
You got to pick
Yeah.
one, Kathleen.
You pick one out of
It's
those
gonna
5.
be out there forever.
All right, bye guys. This is a great day.
Man, that's tough. Literally, that's tough. You know.
I'm
Yeah.
friends with some of those people.
Well,
Sean, who do you
you got one to choose.
Ozzy, because he's right down the road, so I don't have to waste shitload of gas, and I could go there all the time. Right?
At least all your answers are
if he gets to be my
practical.
mentor, he's in Maryland, right? So it's like
Yeah,
right
it's
up
right
the road.
there.
That's my
Yeah.
choice. And he has
Oh!
in-stream and all that stuff.
That was my answer last time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, you know what? They're all great, but I honestly think for me, I'd have to pick Billy. Just because I'm saving up for a snake from him. I've always wanted to go to Canada, so it gives me that reason. I have a few friends out there. And yeah, I mean, I don't need to explain who he is. Everybody knows who he is. Everyone knows about him in the community, along with the other names. But yeah, I haven't really spoken to Billy. There's probably like maybe 4 messages in between us, and that's it. So I'd like to get to know more of the guy.
His animals are like,
Yeah,
I have
so
one.
it'll be Billy for me. So Billy, if you're watching, teach this guy some of your ball python magic. I need it.
Time's up, Kathleen.
To my friends who may be watching this, I apologize in advance. I still love you. I'm gonna pick someone who is not my friend. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Billy. I love you both, but I know if I have a question, I can go to them already. So I'm gonna pick someone who I don't know yet, and that would probably be Kevin McCurley.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love Billy
He's
Bradley.
literally in my backyard. He's like 15 minutes away from me.
Nice.
He's about 6 hours away from where I live.
Yeah.
So
You live in Nova Scotia, right?
no, I live in New Brunswick.
New Brunswick? Oh, okay. No.
So the
Oh, it's not too.
yeah, so I literally live like not even a 5-minute drive to the main border. So the most northern town in the United States and America is Madawaska, Maine.
Mhm.
It's literally in my backyard. I can see it when I go outside.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that's like literally, and we're so excited because they're talking about August 1st in my province, just with that town opening up the borders because we're like one community.
Yeah.
And right now with the borders closed, so they're talking about literally August 1st or August 2nd opening it up. Amy.
No. But yeah, those are some great names. Trust me, it's hard to pick because there's a lot of good people. Just out of those 5, there's so many. Each one of them can bring something to the table that you can learn.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's hard to choose. There's a lot more names, but we didn't want to just start throwing names out there and 20 names, 15 names. 5 seem to be okay.
I will say, like, if I didn't know any of them, I probably would pick Billy. But like, we're already like, I feel like he's a friend, and if I need something, I can ask him.
Mhm.
So he's already like a mentor to me. So I don't.
He's good in that aspect because he does respond. He's very good in that aspect.
He's a lovely man.
Yeah. Mary, Brandon, you guys, Sean, Manny, Kathleen, have anything else to say?
Nope. I would like to thank everybody in the chat for being here too. Thank you guys for throwing up such great comments and questions. And once again, to you guys on the show.
Thank you guys.
Let's do our.
You guys are awesome.
Cheers to making it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
One day at a time, guys.
Trying to figure out my camera.
Love it.
Been a while.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Definitely, we are here as a community. And if you guys need any help, support, anything that we can do for you, we're just a message away. Don't feel like you're bothering anybody, because I have a lot of people just messaging me here and there, but I always respond. My day is always busy, but I always respond because you know what? We're all community. We want to help each other. And I'm sure Mary, I'm sure Brandon, will reach out to you guys if you guys need any help. And, definitely we appreciate that. We're all in one community, guys.
Yeah,
This is my
absolutely.
life, guys. If anybody needs to talk, I don't care what time it is in the morning, noon, night, message me.
Same
Right.
Call
thing.
me. I don't care. And don't feel guilty about it either, because I would rather be having a conversation with you, freaking out, than giving your eulogy. So,
Yeah, true
Yeah.
that.
Somebody's always awake.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Somebody's
love.
always awake.
All right. Much love, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
We'll talk, I guess,
Yeah.
next time, and we'll hopefully we'll reunite. Maybe 6 months, or maybe next
yeah.
May,
Yeah.
when it comes back to the same episode. We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
So
Much love, light, and peace to you
Yeah.
all.
yeah, positive guys.
Oh yeah.
Hi, guys.
Thank
Take care.
you.
All right.
Take care,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.